So you've gone to an accountant all excited because you want to start a new business, or you've got an existing business and you're considering purchasing a large asset and want to know any tax implications. Or maybe you're an individual and you've just got a basic tax question. You go there and you either get turned away completely, you get charged a fortune, or you walk away more confused than what you went in. I need to address this because it's becoming super frustrating. What is currently happening with so many accountants? Why are they not servicing their clients to an adequate level? Now, I want to address straight away, there are some great accountants out there. I hope my clients say that about me. So it is not every single person, but this is an issue that's happening in the accounting industry and across a lot of professions, lawyers, mortgage brokers, etc. The level of service is just dropping off and it's just not acceptable. These are some of the common complaints I'm hearing all too often when I get new clients. They come to me and they go, my previous accountant just wouldn't get back to me. They didn't value me at all and they wouldn't answer my calls. They were charging me a fortune, I was getting ripped off, I was getting unexplained bills, and I just didn't know why I was paying so much. I'd ask them questions and I just wouldn't get an answer, or the answer they gave me just left me more confused. And even the other day, I had someone turn around and say, I went into an accountant for some training on my software and I felt like I was training the accountant rather than them training me. This isn't an acceptable level of service, especially when you're paying for it. And it doesn't matter if it's just accountants. I'm hearing about financial planners that just send them an annual bill without even talking to that client through the year and just go, oh yep, here's a renewal of our fees. Nothing's changed. Here's our $2,500 bill. These things aren't acceptable in any type of professional service. If you're paying for a service, you should be, one, getting a service, but it also should be a good quality service. Otherwise, you need to look for a different service provider. So what should you walk away with if you go to an accountant, if you go to a lawyer, if you go to a financial planner? What type of service should you be getting? Well, first of all, you should be getting serviced. If you ask them a question, you should get an answer. Now, that answer may come with a fee, but that fee should be talked to you before they turn around and give you that answer. If someone comes to me and says, I need advice on this, I'll either answer their question, turn around and tell them, oh, yep, I can answer that question, but I'm going to have to charge a fee because it is quite complex. We're going to have a whole meeting about it. Or maybe I go, this is out of my expertise and I need to pass it on to someone else and you're best to go speak to them. At the end of the day, it all comes down to actually someone communicating with you. Whether they can help you or they can't, you just want communication, because without communication, that relationship is very rocky and eventually it ends. Now that's obviously pretty serious because eventually you leave and you go somewhere else. So why is this happening? Why is accountants delivering no service at all? And a lot of the time you'll hear excuses such as, oh, we're understaffed or we're really busy. But all these things are their own problem. That's a business owner's problem to fix. If I've got those issues, I need to address them, not put them back on my clients. So you should never be made to feel like you're the problem for asking a question. Because if they're short on staff or they don't have the time, then they should be upfront with you, not putting that back on you, making them feel like you're annoying them. Because at the end of the day, you're the client, you're looking for a service. Therefore, you asking a question should be better than you not asking the question, guessing, getting it wrong, and creating more work further down the line. So if you ever feel like you're not being valued across any service professional, go and seek someone else, because that's just simply not good enough. And as I said, unfortunately, this happens across a lot of different professions. So if you're a professional, such as a tax agent, or you're a mortgage broker, or you're a lawyer, these are some of the tips that I try to do in my own business to ensure that people aren't going around saying these things about me. So first of all is being honest with clients, and I think that goes across all of these steps, is that honesty really helps. So if someone comes to me and says, hey, I need help with X, my first thing is go, one, can I actually help them with that? Is that an area I have knowledge in? Is it an area I'm actually allowed to advise in? For instance, if they come to me with a tax question, if I know it, yep, I can answer it. Maybe they've come to me with a tax question that's just outside of my realm of expertise, or maybe I should refer them on to someone else. What about if they've come to me with a financial planning question? Well, I can't answer that because I'm not a licensed financial planner. Maybe I can give them some basic general direction of, okay, maybe go to a financial planner, or you can go look up and do some research in these areas, but at least being honest with them, can I actually help them? The second part to that is then, when can I help them? Is it a 5-second question I can answer then on there on the spot? Or do I need to be honest and say, yep, my workload is really busy for the next couple of weeks. Here's my link to book in an appointment. Or look, it's actually going to be a few months before I get back to you. I'm more than happy if you want to seek the advice of someone else that might be able to help you quicker, but I'll be available in a couple months' time. That honesty on timeframes really helps people, because that way they know they're not sitting around waiting for me to answer the question. It's not just sitting in my inbox for weeks upon weeks. They're getting an answer nice and quick to go when they can expect a final answer. I think that's really important when you ask a question. Try and say, hey, I want advice on this. Is this something you can help me with, and when can you help me? And then the third question that you're obviously going to want to know, and it's really important that I think that I would address when a client asks a question, is there a cost to this? If someone comes to me for advice on something that's outside of what they're normally paying me for, and I'm going to need to charge for it, I want to be upfront with that as early as possible, because it allows them to proceed with, do they actually want to go ahead with this advice, or maybe do they want to do their own research? So if someone says, hey, I'm looking at buying a business, can you do a thorough cash flow analysis? I can either go, yeah, I'll do an initial meeting and chat to you about it. There'll be no cost for that, but then I'll let you know if there's going to be further costs. Or I might go, hey, yep, that's going to require this amount of time. Therefore, here's the quote. Are you okay with that before I proceed? A lot of people, unfortunately, just go ahead and do the work and then send off a bill. And then you're left with this bill and sometimes poor advice that hasn't even helped you. You're left more confused and then frustrated because you've got to pay money out as well. At the end of the day, it all comes down to, what are you paying for, and are you actually getting service that matches that? Because that is what you should be getting. You should be getting answers to your questions. You should be getting them in a timely manner, or at least in the time that you're promised. And you should walk away with clarity around what you've actually asked and have got a good answer that makes sense to you, not just to the accountant. Now, unfortunately, something else that's happening is accountants are getting things dramatically wrong. They're not even reconciling things to the level they should be. In fact, sometimes they're just skipping over balance sheet items. This is not good enough. But what happens if your return does go wrong? Well, I've got this upcoming video where I talk about what happens if you make a mistake in your return. And a mistake isn't just limited to yourself. It could include a mistake your tax agent has made. So go ahead, watch this video, and I hope to see you over there.